Well, don't you just love virtual events? We just had our first technical difficulty of the night, but you know what? Thanks to the great team here and the great drinks we have in our hand, we're able to navigate the situation pretty well.
No doubt,
So,
no doubt.
no problem. Thanks for having us back. Again, sitting here with Doug, we're enjoying our drinks provided by Tito's Handmade Vodka. We got our drinks going, and I'm sure you do it at home as well. You're given the same recipe. Hopefully you're having a great time with your watch party, getting it started here. So, Doug, I don't know about you, but that drink tastes pretty good. I'm curious to know, actually, do you have a favorite drink? Is there one that you enjoy the most?
Martinelli's sparkling cider.
Right,
yeah.
Especially during the holidays.
Yeah,
I mean, there's nothing better,
yeah,
nothing better around Thanksgiving and Christmas to have that Martinelli's. I'm in the same boat with you. Doug and I are going to be giving some prizes away. This is kind of the pre-funk to the party. The party starts about 5:30, but we're going to be doing some drawings and some giveaways. And actually, the very first giveaway we have to those watching at home is going to be an Ivers gift card. If you've been around the Seattle area for decades, you've probably had some Ivers. I'm a seafood chowder kind of guy. Are you a seafood guy at all?
I am. I kind of more like my wife's cooking.
All right,
yeah, her seafood.
Good man, good man.
There.
So maybe your wife can give a gift card next time. But we're going to give a gift card here in just a few minutes. And so for you're watching at home, we're going to be drawing names of people that are watching because we have a list of who's doing what. And so in just about a minute or so, we're going to come back and do the first drawing of the night. So we'll be right back in about 60 seconds. All right, we're going to have the first drawing of the night. As we mentioned, it's going to be Ivers gift card tonight. It's a $50 gift card. And as we were away, there was a name that was drawn. So cross your fingers, your name might get called here in just a few seconds. The winner of the gift card is Jan Stedman. You're the winner. Attaboy, Jan. She gets some chowder and some food at Ivers. Jan, the Vision House team will mail that gift card to you here in about a week. So congratulations. And don't worry if you didn't win. We're going to have more drawings here for the next few minutes every so often. So before we do that, I want to encourage you to get out your phone. You're probably sitting around and on your social media right now. I know Doug and I were doing that prior to being on here. And there's several ways you can help. You can post on Facebook. You can go on Twitter and Instagram. Doug, I'm pretty sure I have probably the same number of followers as you do on Instagram. I got to assume. So
I have 0 because I don't have an Instagram. So.
Well, then I beat you. All right, you got 0. I got you more. So hopefully the social following can help promote this night. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can hashtag No Homeless Kids 2020, so 2020, and let your friends know that they can still support tonight, they can log in tonight, they can be a part of this. And when you are posting online, we encourage you to kind of use some phrasing that helps people understand what's happening tonight. Supporting families experiencing homelessness in our community is really the whole purpose of what we're trying to do tonight. So go online, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, use the hashtags or just tag Vision House. It's not too late to tell your friends because the official party will start right at 5:30. But right now, again, we're doing this pre-fun as we have. So tell your friends and get posting. So Doug, I was thinking tonight, I mean, you used to be a football player, well known, obviously, in our community. I still am a high school football coach. And I thought tonight, it would be fun if you and I could play a little catch on stage. I mean, I got a pretty good arm.
These hands are retired, though.
Retired hands.
Yeah, but you know what? I have a better idea for you.
Okay. What do you got?
How about we talk about this interesting piece of art?
That is an interesting piece of art.
Yeah.
That is blinged out.
What do you think about this?
Well, I think we should give that away in a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this. Got the Seahawk logo.
Yeah.
Doug's up for it. We're going to give this away. Doug, I actually have a pretty funny story about footballs, just to kind of go there for a second. I've been coaching high school football for 27 years, and I know your coach and my coach always taught me it's about the football. You got the football, you got to hold on to it. You don't have the football, you got to go get it. And one of my football teams was having a real difficult time holding on to the football. We were just fumbleitis everywhere. So I had this brilliant idea that I would tape $100 bills to the footballs, the practice footballs, right? I'm dealing with high school kids. I'm going to show them the value of the football. And the problem was I used clear plastic tape to go around it.
Right.
So think about this for a second. I put tape all over the footballs.
Right, you made it slippery.
I did make it slippery. So I showed up to practice, $100 on the football. We talked about how to hold on to the football. I hand them out to the kids, and there were footballs flying everywhere, $100 bills over the field, and it didn't work out so well. But I tell that story because I hope tonight there's $100 flying everywhere to help moms and kids here through Vision House. So good transition. So we're going to give away this ball here in just a minute, and we'll be right back after a short break. Hello again, and welcome back to the Vision House virtual fundraising event, No Homeless Kids event tonight. Joining me here is Melissa Gehrig, and now she has the blinged football. We're about to give it away. Melissa, it's great having you here.
Thank you.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed a drink tonight? Have you been able to participate a little bit?
Awesome. They're so good. Yes.
Very, very tasty. So we're all enjoying our time tonight. All right. Well, in the break we just had, we were drawing more names, and the winner of this amazing football, keep in mind, from Doug to Jim to Melissa, now it's going to go into your hands tonight. The winner of this bling football is Shirley Leslie. She wins this football. Congratulations, Shirley. Little fun fact, I coached Shirley's son, Win Leslie, in football about probably 15 years ago. So that's a little fun fact for us tonight. So Shirley, we'll get this football to you in about a week. You can put it on your mantle. You can be thinking of this a great event and be thinking of Vision House as well when you have that in your hands. All right, well, welcome back. We want to thank some people tonight. And the first folks we're going to talk about are the watch parties. And already some of your watch parties have turned in your social posts regarding the pictures of your group. We're actually going to share some of those pictures later. So take a picture of your group watching. We're going to share some of those a little bit later. Make sure they get posted on Facebook and elsewhere. We'll take a look at it. But you watch party hosts are the ones that have really made tonight happen. I mean, we're all bummed we can't be together in a live event. And so tonight is your opportunity to be here, and those watch party hosts made it happen. And so thank you so much for your passion, your commitment, your willingness to help, and to invite all your friends and family to watch and or to be together. We hope you're enjoying your time. We also want to give a special shout out to our committee members, our No Homeless Kids fundraising committee. You are the backbone of what's happened tonight. Your sweat, your tears, your labor that has made all this happen. We want to thank Heather McDowell, Jason Cook, Maureen Ty, Melinda Lilly, Ted Almquist, and Tracy Ficca for your work in putting this event together. It really couldn't have happened without you. So if you're at one of those watch parties with those folks, give them a socially distanced high five or a socially distanced hug from across the room and tell them thank you so much for just giving their time and energy. You know, one thing that's really special about Vision House is it has been around for a long time. It's 30 years of serving our homeless neighbors and friends in the community. And in that time of service, we've had board members that have served. And so we also just want to give a heartfelt thanks to our board members, both past and present, for their commitment to the mission, to the work, to being a voice, to being an advocate on behalf of the families that are served through Vision House. And again, if you're at a watch party with a board member, past or present, or if you happen to see them around town, please make sure to say thank you to them for their commitment to this work. All right, so those are the friends that have really made this event come to this point. We also have some organizations, some businesses, some corporate sponsors that have brought us to this point. Tonight financially, as you watch the thermometer, has been made possible because of these corporate sponsors. So we have several levels of givers. The first is the support level. We recognize them as the corporate sponsors shown on your screen. You will see a handful of names of both individuals and organizations and businesses that have helped at the supporter level. Thank you so much for your commitment, for making a significant difference in the lives of the families that are served through Vision House. The next level is the Friends of Vision House level. These generous sponsors have also made it very possible to help moms and families that are struggling during this most important time, especially during COVID. These friends, as you'll see on the screen, are logos and companies that you're probably very familiar with. We just want to really thank them as well for stepping up on behalf to provide nights of safety and to really help underwrite this event tonight. As you see these businesses by name, we'd encourage you to go consume their products and to use them as businesses, because we know they have a heart for the community and they care for the families just like you do. And we're not done. There's other levels, other organizations that have stepped forward. The inspiration level, I love that word, inspire, inspiration, and these sponsors really have made a difference. Bella Foundation, Connor Homes, Dunn Lumber, Facebook, Seattle and Bellevue, even our local Facebook organization and chapter has stepped up. Hawk Alley Tailgate, very fitting with Doug Baldwin here to have Hawk Alley be an ongoing sponsor. Home Street Bank, one of our local lenders, has stepped forward. And the Center, a place of hope located in Edmonds. I love that name as well. The hope side of things is very important. We also want to thank some of the community influencers like Campbell Auto Group. They have been an ongoing supporter and underwriter of this event, and I know Kurt and Craig personally, and they care so much about the work that's going on in our community. All right, at the next level, we got two more. The heart level, we'd want to thank Zevenbergen Capital. I know the Zevenbergen family personally. I know that their business is one that loves to give back to the community, and we thank you. I like that heart level because they do have a heart for what's going on and kind of put their money and their time where their heart is, and we so appreciate your heart to help homeless kids, especially during this time. And so thank you so much for all that you've done. And last but not least, you have to have a presenting sponsor or someone who's really going to step up. And this year our presenting sponsor is Smead Capital Management. Bill Smead and his team there are very much connected to our community. And as they say about Smead Capital in their own words, they're an investment firm that manages high quality, large cap value portfolio with boringly dry turnover via separate accounts, a sub-advisory and mutual funds in the United States and abroad. I mean, I like that phrase in there, that kind of that dry turnover piece. That's a very interesting piece for me. But if you have money that needs to be invested or have questions about finance and return, I'd encourage you to reach out to Smead Capital. And again, we thank you for their ongoing just partnership and love and care for families in our community. I'm not done delivering great news. I mean, these folks, from the volunteers to the hosts to the board to all that's gone on, the fun doesn't end because of an amazing group of anonymous donors. There's a small group of them that have stepped forward in a very generous way tonight. They have put forward a $215,000 challenge gift tonight, $250,000 challenge gift tonight that I'll explain later to you how that's going to work. But they want to challenge you and motivate you to give you as much as you can, an opportunity to impact the lives of homeless families in our community. So we'll come back and talk to that a little bit later. But in just about 60 seconds, we're going to do another drawing. Hopefully someone at home wins, so cross those fingers and give us some positive vibes. Your name might be called here in about 60 seconds. All right, hello again. We're almost to the live party part of this thing. Melissa, it's pretty exciting to have this pre-funk thing going on and giving away some opportunities and some gifts. But at 5:30, it's going to start officially. We're going to do another drawing. These drawings have been a lot of fun. I think that to have the football and other things given away. This next one is near and dear to my heart because it has to do with ice cream. I'm an ice cream absolute fiend. And this is provided by Sub-Zero Ice Cream in Federal Way. They make custom-made to order ice cream without a freezer by using liquid nitrogen. And so this is going to be a $40 gift card. Whoever wins this, I'd like at least $10 worth. You can ship it to my house in Edmonds. But we drew a name offline. And Melissa, I think you know who won this prize.
I do. And the winner is Dawn Burke.
By the way, Dawn Burke.
Congratulations.
Hope you're an ice cream fan. If you're not, again, Jim Shapiro in Edmonds, I'll take the card from you. But anyways, just joking. Enjoy that treat and get in. Thank you for Sub-Zero Ice Cream for making that possible. So tonight we've already asked you to do a few things. One of them is to post your photo of your watch party at home and online, and we'd like to just kind of show some of those highlights of people. I love it.
Heather.
Hey, that's so great to see those pictures there. Welcome signs.
Teresa.
Teresa and the crew. Look at that. That looks so great. Got a few more.
Susan.
Hey,
Her gals.
Susan.
Hello,
yeah,
gals.
looks so good, Susan. One of the founders of Vision House.
And
more
there's
people.
The guys.
There it is, John, up in the back. So good to see everyone.
Oh, look at that. They look really cozy.
They got their wine going. I like that. They're
really,
they're very cozy. Probably a fire in the fireplace.
Yeah.
Well, again, send those pictures in. We'll use them maybe later tonight, if not later on social media. I don't know, Melissa, this feels good just to kind of be able to see people in community.
So fun.
And doing their thing. So it's really, really good to see that. So I think we're going to do one more final drawing. I think that's the end of it. Before we get to the 5:30 mark and we get going with the live event. These drawings are fun, and so we're going to do our final drawing of the night. Again, if you want to send your pictures in, you can to visionhouse.org and other areas. But we're going to get back to this drawing piece. So this is one that's fun. This is a golf bag. I don't even want to explain a little bit what's in there, Melissa, at all, or do you?
Golf package.
Yeah, golf package.
It's got some Pro V1 golf balls,
Nice.
a round of golf at Newcastle Golf Course, and a golf towel.
Whole bunch. And this is from Ted Almquist. Ted's a big golfer, and we appreciate his generosity. Again, Pro V1 golf balls, a round of golf at Newcastle. This is not some small little thing. This would be a fun, maybe spring event, depending on when the weather is. And so we also drew this one coming back on camera here. And so, drum roll please if there was. The winner is
Joe Galindo.
By the way, Joe, hope you're a golfer.
Hope you're a golfer, Joe.
Yep, so exciting. So thank you, Ted, for the gift, and thank you for all the folks that provided these kind of party gifts and giveaways. We're going to start the event here in just a few minutes. We're a few minutes early to 5:30, but I just want to remind you of a couple things. There is going to be a chance to give tonight. Okay, we're going to give you some text to give options, some online options. We're going to hear Doug's going to come back on stage. We're going to be able to hear from Doug and Melissa about just his heart for the community and what Melissa does through Vision House and all that's going on there. And yeah, you'll get a little bit of me as well, and also a few stories of what's going on here at Vision House. So we just want to encourage you to settle in. I know it's downtown Seattle right now. It's a little dark, probably dark where you're at. Get the fire going. Get the friendly conversation going for the next few minutes. Maybe stand up and stretch your feet, because we're going to have a 30-minute opportunity here at 5:30 mark to really hear the heart of community, to really hear the heart of Vision House, and how you can play an important role in providing the power of one night. That one night for the $60 will make a difference in the lives of the men and women and the families that we serve.
When you give to Vision House, you are sparking a real change that lasts. First, you are providing a real home to help mothers and children make a real recovery. This transitional housing lasts for more than a few days or a couple of months, often about a year for families who want a permanent change. Families choose and own their plan, learning to stand on their own 2 feet and to be accountable. They sign a lease and help pay for their rent through what they make at their job, about 30% of their income, and your gift helps them find work. Kids, moms, and dads go through counseling, and parents choose classes to learn about healthy relationships, finances, keeping a home in good order, even cooking lessons. Living at Vision House demonstrates a healthy community with friendships, support, and the love and grace to try and try again. They're also invited to study scripture and to pray. Your gift is helping people transform from the inside out, and you're helping break the cycle of homelessness one family at a time for this generation and those to come.
Well, hello and welcome to the Vision House No Homeless Kids virtual event. I'm Jim Shapiro. I'll be kind of your host and MC for this evening. I've been around Vision House for now almost 2 decades. I'm actually also the head football coach at Kings High School and a longtime friend of this ministry and organization. So thank you for being here tonight. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy lives to really make a difference in the lives of children and their families experiencing homelessness. It's because of you that there can be a change in the world and a change in their lives. I don't know about you, but I want to have a positive change in our community. And I'm sure if you're logged in right now and watching, so do you. And at Vision House, that all starts with the power of one night. Think about that, the power of the one night for a mom and a child or a family who's looking to get off the street or out of their car. It's the power of that one night that makes a huge difference. Getting them into a safe environment, maybe getting them away from abuse, stepping them away from or out of trauma. That one night can just make a huge difference. And then as those nights get strung together into days and weeks and months, a true life transformation can happen. So thank you for being here. Thank you for giving of your time and giving generously. I know that we all miss being together in the same room. Usually we'd be at some banquet hall somewhere breaking bread and gathering, but tonight via the watch parties, we're having the similar opportunity just in smaller forms. So thanks again for being a part of that. And we're across the country tonight. We have folks literally in a wide variety of zip codes, a wide variety of communities logging in. We can see it online. So thank you so much for being together and being a part of this. Tonight is going to be a chance for you to give financially, and one of the best ways you can do that is via the website, visionhouse.org. You can go there and make a direct donation tonight. We'll talk about what that looks like. But before we go any farther, I want to make sure that we just start tonight off in a quick word of prayer and set the tone for this evening. So let's pray. Dear God, we come before you and we thank you for just tonight being in community really across the country because of technology. We thank you for Vision House and for what it stands for. And Lord, we really pray on behalf of the moms and the kids and the families that are served through Vision House and even some right now who are homeless, who need a place, that you would go before us tonight, you would bless this night, and that financially there would be great returns so that more families can be taken care of. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, well, let's get to the matter at hand tonight. This really is about the power of one night and just how devastating homelessness can be not only for the children, but also how debilitating it can be for the parents. I know as a parent of 3, I can't imagine being in a homeless situation and the fear and the anxiety that would bring me, but also to my young ones. So we know through Vision House almost over 30 years that a new path can be built, that a new path can be achieved through the power of one night. And so you're going to hear us talk about that more and more tonight, just how important that is, because families experiencing homelessness are living in anxiety, they're living in stressful situations and dangerous situations, and they're really trying to navigate the unknown. They don't really know what's next. What does tomorrow hold as they sleep tonight, maybe in a dark alley or in a dark carway? So I want to just kind of bring forward this idea that $60 can provide a night of safety. It's as simple as $60. It's the power of that one night at $60, and you can provide that when you give a gift. Again, visionhouse.org is a great way to go about that. We have some text-to-give offers that we might be able to opportunities to be able to share with you as well, but online is your best means right now to give. You know, one night of safety for a child for his and her family is $60. And as I mentioned earlier, there's a generous group of small donors here, a group of donors that have stepped forward with a challenge gift tonight. They believe in this effort so much and in the power and transformation of one night that they have put up $215,000 in a challenge gift tonight. And what that challenge gift looks like is any gift that you give over $180 will in essence be doubled. So it's called a challenge for a reason, because they want to challenge you. Maybe you walked into tonight thinking you'd give a certain amount and they want to say, hey, could you give a little bit more? They believe in it so much, they're challenging you to do the same, to where a gift of $180 or more will then be doubled, truly doubling your impact. So this idea of maybe providing 3 nights, which is 180, would actually turn into 6 nights, almost a week's worth of care and housing for a family. Or maybe it's a month at $1,800 that can be turned into 2 months because of the generosity of this match. So we'll talk more about the match. We'll give you a chance later on to really dive into the giving. But I want to bring up someone who first has great passion and drive for the mission of Vision House. And so we're going to hear in just about 60 seconds from Melissa Gehrig, the Executive Director of Vision House. We'll hear from her in just a few seconds.
Thank you all so much for joining me here tonight. As you know, we're here to talk about family homelessness, because no child should be homeless. No family should be homeless. According to our annual one-night count in the Seattle area that happened in January, family homelessness rose for the first time in 4 years. And right now, family homelessness makes up 32% of the homeless population in King County. And we know families become homeless for various reasons. Sometimes it's extreme poverty or lack of affordable housing, which is also another huge problem in our area right now. But it also can occur when a family's living situation becomes unsafe or unstable. Now, I want to make a really important point here. Homeless describes a situation. It does not define the person in that situation. So we have to remember that these are human beings just like you and me. One question that I hear a lot is, do the families that you serve at Vision House who've experienced homelessness, do they also experience mental health challenges? The answer is yes, always. Because just becoming homeless is traumatic, and families we serve have most often ended up in a downward spiral of depression and anxiety. Imagine losing your home and your close family relationships. Homelessness is not just a resource issue, but it's a relationship issue, broken relationships. And trauma is real, folks, for all families who find themselves homeless. Research shows that 85% of individuals who access homelessness services were traumatized as children. And trauma erodes a person's ability to cope. It damages places in their brain, and it gets in the way of their ability to problem solve. So why is that important for you to know right now? Because we are here together tonight to give family resources and the time to heal. Homelessness, trauma, and the mental health challenges of depression and anxiety are bad enough, but during the last 8 months that we've experienced the COVID pandemic, things are just getting worse. Winter is ahead of us. And lots of families are living in their cars right now, as Jim said earlier. So think about it. How does a mom or a dad get ready to go to work when they're living in a car? How do they prepare breakfast? How do they do meals? And how does a kid do remote learning from a car? It's painful. It's unsafe. Moms and dads become hopeless, and kids are scared. Families have lost jobs, as so much of the service industry and businesses in general have shut down, or wages have been cut, hours have been cut. The resources to provide support like food and financial assistance to pay rent is becoming scarce. And we know the shelter community is also closing up some of their spaces, so families have nowhere to go. There's also been an increase in domestic violence during this time. Now, some families have multiple kids at home. We have moms in our program who are trying to finish school, and they may have several children who are also doing school at home at the same time. Families don't have enough food. We've had to expand our food pantry from being open twice a month to now opening twice a week. And we thank many of you who have supported our food resources needs, so thank you for that. But the number of calls that we are receiving continues to increase. Calls from family with no resources, no community, or no stable relationships to support them. That's often where the hard work to recover needs to start, to turn hopelessness to hope. Our goal is to be the voice on the other end of that phone call, so that they hear a live voice, so that we can hear their story. Our goal is to house as many families as we can and to keep them safe, not just that first night, but every single night that they're with us. Our goal is to give them time to stabilize from trauma so that they can begin to think about their goals in life. Families need community. They need safety and trust. And they need the ability to rebuild trust with a relationship that will stand by them over time. The heart of the community right now starts with you. This work won't happen without you. You are the ones who are going to make the biggest difference in an individual and a family's life. I would like to encourage our community right now to commit themselves more than ever to families who are struggling out of homelessness by giving them a chance to make a lasting change and to break the cycle of homelessness for their kids. And as we talk about making lasting change, our guest speaker comes to mind as someone who has displayed leadership in our community that stems from a deep care and compassion for families and kids. I've been following Doug Baldwin and his work in our local community over the last few years, and most recently during COVID. We're so grateful you're here with us, Doug. Thank you for taking the time to be with us. Doug, most people know you from the Seahawks, but tell us about what you're up to now.
Raising two vibrant, energetic, and beautiful daughters. That's been my main focus the past year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then your community work
Yes.
that you have been doing primarily in Renton. Can you tell us about not only the community center, but where did that idea come from?
Well, I grew up in a community center very similar to the one that we're building in Renton. And obviously there's a need, right? And when I arrived here in Renton or in Seattle and living in Renton, I realized the need. I saw the need, right? And looking back on the impact that that center had on my life, you know, I wanted to pay it forward in some ways. And so I've had a tremendous opportunity to meet some wonderful people and serve alongside them to bring this to life. And of course, all municipalities got hit during COVID, and so we've had to put it on hold, but we're still pushing forward. We're still raising money, and we're planning on breaking ground here at the beginning of next year.
That's awesome. And so your community center will be a place for kids to go and gather and be supported. But are you providing other services for families as well? Is that in your plan?
Yeah, so we're calling it the Family First Community Center because really we're taking an approach that the whole family has to come first. And so yes, we're going to be tailoring some services to the youth, to the younger population, but healthy eating classes, healthy cooking classes, financial literacy classes, exercising classes, educational courses, and obviously knowing that we also have a large population that are immigrants, making sure that we're tailoring those services to them as well. So yes, there's a lot of thought and a lot of effort that's gone into it. And it's not just myself. I'm not just sit here and take all the credit for it. I have amazing partners that we've worked with, the City of Renton, obviously, the school district, Health Point, and so many other community members that have come together to make this work.
I love that so much. That's so in line with what we hope to provide for families as well: financial literacy, healthy cooking, nutrition, and then certainly the programs that we have for youth and family advocacy to really help children who have never learned to become advocates in their family system as well as in schools. So again, that just lines up so much. I hope that we can figure out a way to partner. We're so close.
You're stuck with me.
That's great. Yay. We're stuck with Doug. I love that. So the last thing I want to ask about the Family First Center is that if a child who maybe is, first of all, I love the cultural responsiveness to serve immigrant families. That's one of the things that we're really paying attention to these days as well. But if a child who has special needs, for example, will you be able to serve them at your community center?
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're being very thoughtful about this, and it's taken such a long time because we've had to be thoughtful and patient in the process of building out the programs. And so, yeah, we're working with a number of organizations that are local, that have been doing this work for a very long time, right? So we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're really leaning on the experts and people who have, again, been doing this work for so long. And so, yes, we're going to have almost every resource that you can think of is going to be packed into this building. That was really the goal on the onset, is that when we put up these 4 walls, that anybody who walked through the doors could find some resources and services. So
awesome.
Absolutely.
That is so great. Thank you so much for that. I want to ask you just a couple of questions, if I might, or a couple of more questions. But I watched an interview that you did in October with GeekWire, and one of my favorite things that I heard you say was this: what I would ask of you as members of society, I wish that we would be more empathic to one another, not only as business leaders or intellectual minds or entertainers, but just as human beings on this planet. I'd love to talk to you more about empathy and passion, your passion to serve, because as I said earlier, at Vision House, we see each person as a human being, and we seek to look at them with that empathy to find out who they are. I also read that you have always burned with a fire a little hotter than everyone else's. Do you agree with that?
I know some of my former teammates and coaches may claim that. I can't personally claim that, but what I will say is that I'm a competitor. I genuinely love competing, and it's been my superpower, but it's also been a curse in some ways. And so, what I'm navigating, what I'm learning as I'm getting older, is that I have to find some direction for that passion, for that competitive nature that I have, that competitive fire, as you will. And find it in ways that doesn't destroy my body, but also produces the most good. And so I'm still figuring out the latter part of that.
Well, it sounds to me like you're really focused on the greater good, not just being self-serving with your efforts, but really focusing on the greater good. And I'm all for that. You also jumped right into service during COVID. Tell us about what you did and how that transpired.
Yeah, so the initiative to deliver food to people and organizations in our community, really it was born out of just our ongoing efforts in the community, right? Like, we are part of a network of partners that are providing services. And so, we saw a gap in that service, and we thought that we were nimble enough, because we have such community support and amazing volunteers, that we could fill that gap. And so, for lack of a better term, is just when you need to answer the call, we were able to do that.
And so you were delivering food. I saw some pictures of that, and I wanted to get down there and volunteer. If I'd had more time, I would have definitely done that. That mission to build community brings volunteers together with an effort like that too. So it's just, community is just written all over everything that you seem to stand for, and so I thank you. It's a value of mine, definitely. You've also said publicly that football was your identity for the major part of your life. It was how you found your place in the world. So my question is, how will you encourage your daughters to find their place in the world?
It's a good question. Well, first and foremost, yes, football was what I did, right? And the truth is, yes, I did lose myself a little bit in that. And I think there's people who can relate to that. You lose yourself in your work a little bit, right? But what I've learned from that and experiences that I'm realizing is that at the end of the day, everybody just wants to be seen and loved for who they are, right? And if there's something that I can give to my children, you know, I'm a new parent. I don't have all the answers. I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Let's be honest.
I can relate to that, definitely.
I have no idea what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, if I can demonstrate to my children an unconditional, kind love, that's the best gift that I can give them, and hopefully they can use that as a compass to help them navigate, you know, their world when they're old enough to do so.
I've heard you talk a lot also about honesty and how that's a value, just being honest. And so what I'm hearing is that you're not only honest in what you speak about, but in what your desires and maybe even dreams are for your interactions with others. And so I appreciate that. So here's a harder question. Or maybe this one will be easier, I'm not sure. How would you encourage a child to find her value when her needs have been neglected by the trauma of homelessness?
Easy question, you said. I mean, where do you start, right? Like, first and foremost, I don't have that experience, so I couldn't even start to try to explain how somebody would navigate that experience. But I think what I would do is, you know, I don't know if there's words, right? But you can deliver it in actions. And when you interact with people who have gone through those experiences or who are dealing with that trauma, you know, just being in community with them, you know, sitting there and listening, actually listening, not hearing, but actually listening to their experience, and, you know, being empathic to what they've gone through, and then just being a loving human being, a kind human being, you know. And I think if we had more people, more organizations like Vision House that put an emphasis on valuing human beings, right, our world and our society would be in a better place. So I think, again, I don't know the answer to that question other than, you know, when you come across people who have dealt with trauma like that, being a kind, empathetic human being is the first and most important thing you could do.
Well, again, that lines up with what we believe is that it is that listening is the place where you have to start. And so thank you for the honesty of your thinking and the passion and the depth of caring. I just really value that. You know, Doug, that reminds me of a mom who was in our program who put the needs of her child first despite her challenges, and in so doing was able to escape homelessness by coming to Vision House. I'd like you to listen to Keisha's story.
I come from a domestic violence situation, and I was actually using back then too, so it was a real bad situation. So I ended up going to jail for 7 months, and my son had to come out here with my mom, and that's what brought me out here, and plus I wanted to change. Me and my son had to sleep in churches. We had to go through sleeping, and we had to get motel vouchers. Yeah, it was really hard because we were in and out of motels. It wasn't a stable place for my son or me. I was literally going crazy. When I got here and they showed me my apartment, I was just like, yee! I danced all over that apartment, was so thankful. So thankful. Finally, I was like, Caleb, this is our home for right now, but you know, we're gonna make it. We have a stable place to stay. I can start doing things to better our life. Vision House, step by step, has led me to be self-sufficient, like money management or budgeting. There's also parenting classes. Vision House has been behind me 100%. 100%, and that is a blessing. That is a blessing, because my whole life I've never had any true, like, support. Vision House has made me strong. Vision House has made me a woman that I can do all things. Yep, through Christ.
Well, Keisha has just spoken for maybe all the moms and kids that aren't able to speak on behalf of their situation and scenario. And really, by donating more than $180 today, your gift will be doubled to provide 6 nights of safety. You can really help moms like Keisha really find their way, find their path, find their voice, and most importantly, find housing and find the services that they need. So your gift makes that all possible. It is the thing that really does kind of fuel the one night that Vision House always talks about. And you can help families like Keisha's that are experiencing homelessness right now establish a new normal and get on the pathway to recovery and just having a whole life. You know, one of those ways you can give is directly through the website right now. Most of you are watching this online, so you can go to visionhouse.org and click that donate button and make that gift. You know, moms like Keisha and their families really feel that sometimes the streets and the cars are safer than their environment. Some are fleeing abuse, some just don't feel like the home that they're in is as safe as the street or the car. Imagine that you have to make that choice. But right now you can do something about it. You can really step in and be that hand that they need, the friend that they need, the community member, that neighbor that says, I see you and I can help. And I think it's somewhat Doug and Melissa were talking about earlier. You know, one night of safety for a child and his family just costs $60. That is it for that one night, that first night. And you just heard Keisha say that she went through a lot without any support. And that shouldn't be. And that's why we're all here tonight. That's why we're giving of our time and our energy to kind of send this message to you, because you can be that difference in their lives. Your gift allows the family to go deeper, to get the services they need, to get the housing they need, to get the education they need, and really give much of the resources Doug was talking about through his work aligned with what Vision House is doing. All these things in the community can really make a difference for the moms and kids and families that reach out to Vision House and end up living here. So the goal, just to be clear tonight, is 5,000 nights, right? Do the math. 60 times 5,000, that's $300,000. It's 5,000 nights of safety that we're trying to achieve tonight. And as you can see through the thermometer, we have a way to go, but we're encouraged because of this match, this challenge gift that exists when you give $180 or more. Those 3 nights you can provide turn into 6. And when you can give that gift of $180 or more, it will automatically be doubled. You can automatically double your impact and really make a difference in the lives of families that reach out to Vision House. And again, this is called a challenge gift because the donors are challenging you just to go deeper. You know, when I talk about money, when I talk about giving, I talk about this thinking. It's not about equal gifts, it's about equal sacrifice. And if a sacrificial gift for you tonight is a few dollars, thank you so much. If a sacrificial gift for you is $10,000, thank you so much. Because it's not about having equal gifts. We're all coming from different parts of life and different abilities. But when we can give sacrificially, when we can give what I've been taught was kind of my first fruit of the harvest, then good things will happen, not only for the community, but also for the lives and people that we're trying to work with. So just a reminder again, $180 or more gets doubled, and that turns the 3 nights into 6. Or maybe it's a month. You give $1,800, that provides a full month of housing and services and care, and then it gets doubled because of this generous gift. So I really want you to consider right now how you can give. You can go online, visionhouse.org. You can actually even mail your check in tonight if you want to. P.O. Box 2951, Renton, Washington. 98056. You can also email events@visionhouse.org and let us know that your gift amount has been given, so we can add it to the old thermometer there, so we know how much money has been given. Online, via mailbox, carrier pigeon, walk it to the front door of Vision House. I don't care how it gets there, just that you do your best to get the resource there to the moms and kids that need it. So we'd love to keep this writing total going tonight and post it maybe later online when you can give your gift tonight. It gets doubled up to $215,000 for any gift over $180. So let's all step forward. Let's give Keisha and her family and others like her the nights of safety that she so needs and deserves. And when you give, we can achieve this goal of trying to secure 5,000 nights of safety for families in our community. Now, one thing after the gift is I know Melissa and Vision House well enough that they want to be in relationship with you. This is not some turnkey fundraising org. This is an organization that really cares about community, and they really care about you. And one thing they want to do is they're going to send you a newsletter. And this isn't just some random newsletter about the organization. This is a newsletter about lives that are being changed because you gave a gift. Because you are giving tonight, you'll get this newsletter. It'll tell real stories of real life change that you made possible because your gifts were given. So just want to thank you in advance for your generosity. I know that I can count on you to give generously. And I'm sure that Melissa has a few words she would like to share as well before we end the evening. So thank you so much.
I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight. Your gift will change lives, especially moms and kids like Keisha. You know that every dollar spent will be used to serve our families. I've worked at Vision House long enough to know that our resources are used wisely, and I encourage you to give, as Jim said. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your care, your compassion. Thank you, Doug, and thank you, Jim, for taking the time to be with us for this really important work. Thank you again. God bless you, and have a great evening.